Aries, thanks for visiting. This is your reading for November 4th to November the 10th. And as I always ask you, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you would like to. It's raining, so it might get a bit noisy. It's quite heavy. Hopefully you won't hear it. I'm going to get right on with your reading right now. So, the first card you have, you pass the Nine of Swords. Yes, horrible card. Okay, so, yeah, pressure. A lot of pressure. This woman looks like she has a headache and she's up in the night. So, you know, there's a lot of pressure on this. I'm actually seeing some work stress. But the feeling I'm getting is it's not the actual work that was stressing you. I don't think you dislike what you're doing. I'm not getting that at all. You're fine with what you're actually doing, I think. It just feels like, you know, can I keep going? Can I keep on doing this? Is this sustainable? You know, I'm on this treadmill. That's what it feels like. You're kind of on this treadmill. You kind of want to stay there. You think you should stay there, but then it feels kind of stifling to be stuck on there, if that makes sense. It's like you're on this road and you're kind of, I know this is the right thing to do, but I just feel a bit claustrophobic being stuck on this road, and I want to get off, but I know this, so it's very, very confusing, very stressful, very mixed up. I hope that makes sense to you, but yeah, maybe you're even waking up in the night like this woman thinking about this. I think you had other things on your mind as well. It wasn't just that. But I think this work thing might be coming up here because you've been feeling like this for a little while, I think, with your work. But there's some other opportunity here and it's coming up for you, I think. Two separate things I'm seeing, actually, two separate opportunities. There's a kind of a deja vu feeling around this as well. So maybe one of these opportunities that's coming up, it might remind you of an old goal. Yeah, I think I'm seeing this in the past. This is what I'm seeing. I think I'm seeing this in the past because there was an opportunity that you thought about, that you had, and then it kind of went away from you and you thought, well, I've lost that. I'm going to put the lid on this. It's gone. The lid's on the box. Forget that. I'm just going to keep on moving forward. I think something's going to be opened up for you again because I'm seeing this opening up. So this box might be opening up for you again. And so I think this opportunity is coming back to you again. That's what I'm seeing. It's not a bad thing. This is a good thing. So I think you've had things that you've rejected and that's fine. It's nothing like that. This is a good thing. That's like, oh no, I lost that opportunity. It's really terrible. I think that's going to come back to you again. I'm actually seeing someone saying, oh, you know, would you like to do this again? Would you like to do this again? I'm offering this to you again. And I think, you know, when it comes in, you won't be expecting this. It'll be like, oh, that's amazing. I didn't think that would come back again. I thought I'd put a lid on that thing. That's kind of what I'm getting. And yeah, I hate to say this to you, but I think when this opportunity comes, you might feel even more pressure because you'll have that, you'll have this decision to make. And so you'll be on this track that you're already on, and it'll be, I think, between what you're doing and this new thing. And you'll be like, oh, what do I do now? I thought I was stressed doing this, but now I've got this other thing. And do I do this? Do I stay? So that's what I'm seeing coming up for you. I don't mean to give you more stress. Well, I'm not, but that's what I'm seeing. Okay, so the next card you have your past is the Hermit. Okay, this is quite literal as well, actually. Both of these cards are quite literal to me so far. So, yeah, you aren't an actual hermit. I'm not seeing you retreating from everyone. But I don't think you are seen as much as you normally would be. Yeah, I hate to see stress everywhere, but I think there was some stress around this as well. I'm just getting this feeling that you felt as if you should be going to things or being seen. Maybe these were events you had to go to, something that you felt that you should be at or doing or being seen at, and you weren't as much as you normally would be. That's what I'm getting. You're putting pressure on yourself and thinking, oh no, I should be seen at these things. It's expected of me. You were putting pressure on yourself, and I have to emphasize that you were the one putting pressure on yourself, because I don't think people thought that, you know, you had to do this. You know, I'm not seeing people thinking, oh, why didn't they turn up to this? Why didn't they go to this? Why didn't I see them here? Oh, I think really badly of this Aries person. No, that's not what I'm seeing. Nobody thinks that. This is pressure that you're putting on yourself. And a lot of people don't realize this about Aries. You really hate letting people down. But you weren't letting people down. It was just in your head. It was just how you felt, I think. So if this resonates, just know that, you know, other people are nowhere near as hard on you as you are on yourself. You put pressure on yourself. Yeah, there's also something coming up for you, I think, where you are going to be seeing some people. So, you know, I think you've said no to a few things, but this is one thing you're about to say yes to for some reason. And I think when you talk to these people, you realise that they don't mind. They're not putting pressure on you. None of these people are putting pressure on you. It's you that's putting the pressure on yourself. No one's perfect. They're not perfect. You're not perfect. It's absolutely fine. So stop stressing about this. It's okay. That's the message there. The other thing I'm seeing is, because I'm just looking at this Hermit and he's got this lantern, he's holding it up, and there's a light or a star coming out of this lantern, and it's leading him, it's guiding him, so it's kind of leading him to where he wants to go, and it's night time and he can't see. So if he didn't have that lantern, he wouldn't know how to get to where he's going. So I think this, I know this sounds a bit strange, but I'm seeing traveling at night time. It might be driving, traveling at night time. I think there was an unexpected situation. I think you had to go and travel at night time. So I think you might have been either quickly driving to kind of see how someone was, because I'm seeing a bit of illness here, or someone who had a problem, and I think you had to go really, really quickly to go and visit them, or you had to help them, or you had to take them somewhere. Definitely at night time. There's protection, there's helping. So you're helping someone, and there is a little bit of an issue around this person where I keep on seeing that maybe they're not that well, or they haven't been well. And I think also this particular person's worrying about someone else in their family as well. So I think you're in a position of kind of being the helper here. So you give them advice, you kind of care about them. I'm seeing recovery here as well. So if this is someone, I hope it isn't, but if this is a hospital you had to go to, or if you had to quickly rush off to visit someone because they were ill or something like that, I'm seeing recovery here. Or if this is a situation that's kind of really stressful and you had to rush off and go somewhere at night time to deal with something, whatever that is, it's going to be resolved. There's recovery here. That's what I'm seeing there. Okay, so the last card you have, you passed the Seven of Wands. So again, here's this pressure, putting pressure on yourself. There's pressure in your head. You're kind of fighting this battle in your head. But again, you know, people don't see this as a negative. You know, if you're not going to things, if you're a bit quieter, people aren't angry, they're not upset, they don't mind. So this is a lot of what's going on in your head. You know, the other thing is, with this work thing I'm seeing here, I'm just getting this, I just feel as if I need to tell you this, because there's this feeling that, oh, I'm on this treadmill, I'm doing this thing, I don't know if this is what I want. I think it is, but I don't know, and I feel really restless, really uneasy. This is a message to tell you not to kind of jump out of that quickly. Don't make a quick decision. Don't make a rash decision. Stick to this for now. Like, don't walk off slamming the door. Like, if you're in the workplace and you're really annoyed, don't say, right, that's it, I'm slamming the door, I'm walking off. Aries can be a little bit like that, so don't be like that. Just wait. For one, there's this opportunity that's coming along, and you'll have to make a decision. And you know, the other thing is, just keep things calm for now. Just keep a lid on things. Just try and keep on going with what you're doing. I think if you jump out of this, I think it'll be really, really the worst thing. I think you'll look back and you'll think, oh, why did I do that? So stick with what you're doing for now. Wait for this opportunity to come in, and then think about those two things together. That's kind of that's what I'm getting there. And yeah, when this message comes in, you're not going to be expecting it. You're not going to be expecting it. You're going to be really caught off guard. Because if you look at this man, I don't know if you can see this. I'll just lift this up so you can see. He's wearing two different shoes. He's got a long boot on and a small shoe. So it's like he's caught off guard. So it's like he's battling, and then it's like, oh no, I have to quickly rush in and go to this battle. I've got to pull my shoes on. He's got two different shoes on. So it's going to come to you unexpectedly. It's going to be sudden. So this thing's going to come in and you'll be like, oh, I had no idea, and it's such a shock, and I didn't think it had come back, and then you're like, okay, now I've got to make this decision. And so that's kind of what I'm getting there. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so, sorry, that's my chair making that noise. Okay, so the first card you have for your presence, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I know this is turning into a work reading. I know, I can't help it. This is just what's coming up. So, yeah, here's this treadmill that you feel that you're on. I'm on a treadmill, I can't get off. And if you look at this, it's like a production line. He's making the same coin over and over again. And, you know, you're not unhappy with what you're doing. Again, you're not unhappy. I keep on seeing that. It just feels really restless to me. It's a really strange feeling. It's like, oh, jumping out of my skin. I can't concentrate. I feel really restless. I kind of need to do something else, but I can't. I know I need to do this as well. It's kind of like that. Now, for one, I think this feeling will definitely pass. And you'll have this decision to make, and that's going to take over your mind when that comes. But again, take your time. I feel as if I have to keep on telling you that because you're kind of, I'm getting this jumping out of your skin feeling, and I hope that doesn't mean that you're going to kind of jump out of things quickly. That's what I'm feeling. So I feel as if I have to keep reminding you that that's not what you should do. So just hang on. This other thing's coming, and just stick with what you're doing for now. The other thing here is, okay, this is a little bit strange. I don't know if this is going to make sense. Someone's either away, or I'm seeing separation. They're separating. They've been separated from other people, or they're going to be separated from people. I'm getting this feeling that they know that this is something they're going to have to do, or that they have to do. And there are people around them. I think they're worried for them. They don't want to separate from this person. So it's a separation that has to happen, and everyone's a little bit upset about this. And I think you're separated from this person already physically. You haven't had a falling out with them. That's not why you've separated. It's just something that's happened. It's just for practical reasons or whatever. You just happen to be not around them. So I think again, because what I was seeing in the Seven of Wands, I think, no, it was the Hermit, that you were kind of helping someone, going to, you know, drive somewhere at night or go somewhere at night to help someone, and you're in this caring role. I'm seeing that happening again here in this card, because people are going to be quite upset about this separation if it hasn't happened already. I don't think it has. They're going to be quite upset, and you're going to find yourself in this role of caring for people. I think you already give people advice, and you're going to be doing that a lot more. It's going to put a little bit more, again, I'm sorry to say this, it's going to put a little bit more pressure on you as well. It's going to feel like hard work sometimes, like this man putting in the work. But, you know, firstly, that time is going to pass, so it's not going to go on forever. And I don't think you're going to mind being in that role, because I think you're already kind of in a caring role when it comes to this group of people, and especially one particular person. So yeah, you're going to help with this, you're going to care, you're going to give advice and all of that kind of thing. And you do have this, you do feel this sense of responsibility toward these people as well. So you're going to fulfill that role. So that's what I'm seeing there. I hope that makes sense to someone. Okay, so the next card you have in your presence, the Eight of Wands. So look at this. Yeah, this is coming after the Seven of Wands. You know, Seven of Wands and then the Eight of Wands. And I think they're linked as well. I'm seeing a link between the two. Okay, there's a few different things here. They're related though. Okay, so I'm seeing someone contacting you. I'm seeing lots and lots of messages here, contacting. Someone's really trying to talk to you. There's a lot of messages, and they send you these messages. This is what I'm seeing. You get all these messages, lots and lots of messages, and then they die down for a while, and then you think, oh, maybe that's finished, and then they start up again. This has been happening for a while. I think I've seen this in your readings before. Loads of messages, then it dies down, then loads of messages, then it dies down. Now, obviously, whoever's sending you these messages or texts or whatever it is, you're not interested in reciprocating this conversation with them, because if you were, it wouldn't just be messages I'm seeing here, it would be conversations, it would be backwards and forwards. But if you look at this card, it's one-sided. All the wands are flying in one direction, so the conversations are one-sided conversation. All the messages, whatever, are coming from this person. I'm getting it. It's not a horrible feeling. It's just a strange, weird feeling. It's like your stomach, sinks. You see these messages and you're like, oh, not again. It's kind of like that. So, it's really hard when something like this happens, because they probably think, the more they talk to you, the more they can convince you to talk to them. But it actually does the opposite. So, they're obviously slightly deluded, or they don't pick up on social cues. If I was sending someone messages and they weren't replying, or they were saying no, or something negative, then I'd say, well, obviously they don't want to get my messages, so I'm going to move on. I'd pick up on what they were doing, but this person doesn't do that, obviously. Yeah, and it's messages. They're not speaking to you face to face, because the man in the Seven of Wands is battling against all these wands, but we can't see any people behind the wands. And it's the same with the Eight of Wands. We can't see people here. So it's either text or emails or something. This person isn't coming up to you face to face. Thank goodness, you're probably thinking. So yeah, loads of these messages, whatever it is, they're all kind of sitting there in your inbox or whatever. Okay, here's a warning here. This is what I'm seeing. Just be careful. There's an important message that's going to come for you. It's going to come in. I think it's probably to do with this opportunity that's coming in. So make sure these important messages don't get, sort of lost in the sea of all these other kind of unimportant messages. So just be careful of that. Don't lose them. Because if you've got all these messages in your inbox or whatever, on your phone or wherever, and then you've got these other ones, they can get lost. It's happened to me before. I've lost important messages in all these other ones. So just be careful of that. Just watch out for that, because you don't want to miss out on this message or this opportunity. It's a really good one. Okay, so the last card you have, your presence, Temperance. Yeah, I love this card. Yeah, so I think you're going to start to feel a lot more comfortable in yourself. You had this really restless feeling. I think that's going to pass. And I think the way that you're going to get out of this kind of restless, I don't know what to do with myself feeling, is to, I hate to say this because I know Aries hate routines, but the way that you're going to get through this is to go into some kind of routine. Now, I don't know whether it's something you've been thinking of doing for a while. I don't know whether that's exercise or some routine thing that is good for you. It might be, getting your finances into gear. It might be organising something. But it's something you need to do kind of day after day, so that's why I was seeing exercise. That's an obvious thing that's coming up. So I think when you do this kind of routine thing day after day, when you start to do this, it's going to actually set the wheels in your mind into motion, and you'll come up with all these creative ideas. So I think you're going to have all these ideas around your work. It's going to be less of a kind of a treadmill for you. You're going to have ideas about other things as well. It's going to be very, very interesting. And sometimes, and that's happened to me before, sometimes if I'm doing a really mundane task like, washing the dishes or even having a shower, it's something, okay, I do this every day, I don't even think. And because you're not thinking, you're just doing whatever you're doing every day, these ideas come into your head. And that's when you're like, well, for me, it's like, oh, I don't have my phone, I don't have a notepad, I'm all wet, I can't write this down. So, but that's when things come to you, when you're kind of doing the mundane things. And so I think if this is something like exercise or whatever, that was the first thing that came into my mind. if you're doing this, if you say you're going to the gym every day, or you're jogging every day, or whatever you're doing, walking the dog or something every day, that's when the wheels in your mind start turning around and you start getting these ideas. And then that's when your old self comes back. That's when you start to feel a bit more comfortable in yourself. Things feel more dynamic, less routine. So I think that's going to help with that. So if you've been putting off doing whatever this is, this routine thing, don't put that off, because I think that's going to help with this kind of jumping out of your skin feeling. Okay, there's healing here as well. There's recovering here as well. So that, again, that's showing me that if there was this person who you were taking care of and you're worried about their health or something, that's getting better. And okay, so the other thing I'm seeing here is there's someone you've spoken to before a few times, and I think either on the phone or messages, or it's not this person in the Eight of Wands, this is someone you like speaking to, and I think you're going to meet them face to face. It might be the first time you've met them face to face. You're going to come into contact with them, and what I'm seeing in this card is you're totally well balanced with this person. You really click with this person very, very, very well. So when you do meet up with this person, if this resonates with you, if you know this meeting's coming up, yeah, you're going to get along really, really well. You're going to be beautifully balanced, and you're going to mix in with each other. You're going to have amazing conversations. Yeah, this could be a really good friendship that comes out of this, or it could be more if you're single, I don't know, but it's going to start off as a friendship anyway. And yeah, you're just going to understand each other. Very, very nice. And it's going to be quite quick. And that's quite rare for you to click with someone that easily, and for you to want to share things with and have these conversations with. Yeah, it's quite rare for you, especially this quickly. So yeah, it's like you're going to get along. You're going to know straight away that they're a great person to have around. And as you talk to them, you're going to get closer and closer. That's what I'm seeing. Very, very nice. Yeah, they're going to be a special person in your life if you continue to have them in your life. Really nice to see. I like that. Okay, so the first card you have your futures, the Two of Cups. Look at this. Same thing. Beautiful friendship, beautiful connection. It's happening quickly. I'm seeing that again. And yeah, you've spoken to them before. I keep on seeing that. You've spoken to them before, or you've texted them before or something. And I think you've felt a little bit of this closeness before, but you were hesitating, I think, because it's like, you know, I think meeting someone in person, everyone knows this, it's totally different from speaking to them online or messaging or whatever. So, you know, sometimes if you know someone from online and then you meet them face to face, it's almost like you have to get to know them all over again. So, you know, they can be totally different. So there's going to be that kind of an adjustment if that resonates with you. But yeah, I'm actually seeing laughing here. So you're going to have a really, really nice time with this person. Deep conversations, relaxed as well. And you're not often very relaxed around people when you meet them, you know, for the first time, even the second time, even the third time. Early on, you're not that relaxed with people, but with this person, yeah, I think you are going to be very, very relaxed. Okay, so yeah, and I also think this person's someone who you can come to for advice as well, if you need to. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Okay, so the next card you have your futures, the Two of Wands. Okay, yeah, look at this. This is decisions. Shall I go forward? Shall I go backwards? Shall I go for this? Shall I go for that? It's like being at a crossroads. And so, yeah, this is this work, career, business decision, whatever this is. My feeling is that one of these things, I think it's going to be more money related or money based. There's more money in one of these things, I think, and the other one's more kind of heart based, because it's like, you know, this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's a dream I had. I thought it was closed. Now it's opened again. You know, but there's more money in thing A than thing B. Which one will I do? So it's that kind of thing. It's going to be a difficult decision. I'm not going to pretend it's not. It is. It's going to be difficult, probably more stress. And I think one of the things feels more stable than the other one as well, probably the money thing. So yeah, I mean, just you are going to have this decisions, excuse me. It is a lot more stressful. There might be travel in one of these things. I don't think it's very, very far away. I think it's quite close, probably a drive away or a short plane ride away. It's not huge travel. It's not overseas travel or anything. But there's that, and I think that's probably in the more, the less stable option. So it's kind of a little bit like the money's in one thing, in the kind of routine thing, and the excitement's in the other thing, which is usually what happens, sadly. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. So yeah, so you are going to have that. That's coming up again, and the fact that this is in this reading means it's going to come up soon for you. It's going to come up soon. So again, watch out in your messages. Beware of that coming up. Okay, so the last card you have your future is the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, again, a money decision. This is a decision between something that's going to bring more money, again, and something that's not going to bring as much money, but maybe it's more interesting. Look at this man. I'll just lift this up so you can see. He's got this big pile of money next to him, and he's looking at that, and then in front of him there's only one coin. So it's like, which one will I choose? I'm kind of looking at that one, I'm looking at this one. What am I going to do? So yeah, I think what you're doing now in your career, that might be the more money-based thing, because I think you're doing quite well. You've built up a lot for yourself, because this is about, you know, taking a long time to grow things, to build things up, and looking back on that. That's what this card can be as well. So I think what you're already doing might be the money thing, and the other thing is probably this this more kind of different, more dynamic thing, let's say. So, you know, this is what I'm getting here. Try not to look at these two different options as competing options. I know they are, but try and think of them as kind of two different things that are both kind of good for you in different ways, and try and come up with a solution that suits you. Don't kind of think, oh, I've either got this or that. You know, there are variations on that. You know, if someone comes up to you with this opportunity and they say, okay, here's, for example, if they say, here's this contract, and so you have to do this and this and this and this, and you get paid this and this and this, and you start at this time and you do this for this many days or something, so sign here or don't, and you don't get to do anything. It's not that clear cut. Think of it as something that you can negotiate on, you can tailor make it to yourself. You can say, let's change that, I'm not happy with that, let's move that over there, let's see if I can keep my job that I'm doing now and do a little bit of this new thing, ease into it, maybe do it part-time, do a little bit of it, you know, change what I want to do on this. Think of it as more of, because what I'm seeing is if someone's coming to you with an offer, it's because they want you. It's because they see you as valuable. That's what I'm getting. So if they see you as valuable, then you're in a good position. You can negotiate. That's what I'm seeing. And think of it as like, you know, if you want to buy some clothes that are tailor-made, they're made to fit you. They're made to fit around you, to fit you perfectly. Whereas if you buy something off the rack, it might fit you in one place and might be baggy in the other place or whatever. It doesn't fit you properly. It's just a gamble you have to take. So you can tailor this to suit you, and you can keep doing what you're doing, and you can do the new thing. You do variations on that. Tailor make both of these things to suit you. Try and come up with something that suits you. So that's what I'm seeing. And what I think is you do have the option to do that. So knowing that and knowing that you can kind of tailor it to you might take some of that pressure off, of like, will I do this or will I do that? So try and look at it in that way as well. So I hope that helps someone. Anyway, so Aries, I know this was a work reading. I don't mean it to be, but it was. But yeah, general readings can't always resonate with everyone, as you know. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and thank you for watching.